everything. There and there. Is that right? I think so. So if I put 3 like that, and then I push a card through there, that should go out the next junction. And it doesn't. Okay then. Why did it not go out the next junction? Is this 3-3? 3 but not 4. 3. It's supposed to be 3-3. Is that just not joined up? Oh, that's just not joined up. Funny. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's 3. So if I put that there, then 1 equals 1 equals 1, etc. Okay. Right. Let me just reset everything. Stick a card through and reset everything. So now if I go 3-3 back here, it should exit that junction. 3-3, and then put a card through. Nice, and it goes out there, and everything's reset back there. Awesome. And if I go 3-2 here, oops, that's a 3, my bad. If I go 3-2 here, I do need to put the card through while those are still on. That leaves there, and that, oh, it does reset everything back here. Great. Alright, 3-2 it leaves, and then it resets everything behind it. Nice. Alright, so these junctions are fine, I believe. Let me just reset that, reset that. Let me go back and do these on the other tracks. So here we're looking at one of those. One, two, three. So back that way, and then I guess we do this. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that resets all of those. What? You can punch through the minecarts. This is new. Pretty sure you didn't used to punch through the minecart. Alright, so we need one of those back here as well. Let's put that there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can put it on that side. 1, 2, and 3. Actually, is that right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can just put it there. 1, 2, 3. And then across. You know, Q, I was just thinking, if Junker can... Couldn't Junker just lie to Trump? If you could change his mind with little colored cards with numbers on it, couldn't you just, like, lie to him? And make him do things that... Hypothetically, of course, like I'm not suggesting we should lie to world leaders. I'm just, you know, considering that maybe there's a possible vulnerability. Like if that's easy, if it's that easy to change somebody's mind. Alright, so the 5-1 exit is here. This is the 5-1, oh 3-1 I mean, 3-1 exit to overlook. Okay, let's keep building these junctions. Man, these junctions are... They look more complicated than they actually are. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that. Q says, I imagine at least some of his own aides are lying to him. Yeah, possible. Isn't that what lobbyists do, and as Republicans seem to be more corrupt than most? Yeah. Like, I'm sure at least some people have tried, right? I mean... Maybe I'm a bad guy, but... I think I would try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although it's kind of dangerous because if you lie to him and eventually somebody figures out, then everything falls apart because if nobody believes anyone, then nothing works. Alright, everything just falls apart. So it's pretty dangerous to try that. But maybe if you're the kind of guy who doesn't have much to lose, or you're only there for a few years, and you don't mind burning some bridges, for example. Alright, so I think I'm gonna do some paving, maybe less circuitry and more paving. Q says not like it's difficult, especially in economics, for example. Lifetime license statistics is a saying after all. You know, I think the American economy has been built on lies. I mean, tax cuts for the rich, for example, is clearly just a lie. Tax cuts for the rich doesn't work. Oh, I saw a... I think it was Bloomberg article, like the rich people, the money people are saying how, okay, we've gone a little too far now. Like they said, okay, look, tax cuts for the rich, you know, back when the top income tax bracket was 90% tax rate, maybe back then it would have stimulated the economy to cut taxes for the super rich. But now we've reached the point where the tax cuts for the rich no longer does anything for the economy at all. And the truth is, it's been like that since Bush, I think, at the very least. Like, even Clinton did some tax That's cuts too, right? Or did he raise taxes? Maybe it was the other way around. Q says trickle-down economics has been proven false, and yet senior US politicians still say it works. I mean, there's probably like an optimum, like with a lot of things. Like if the taxes are too low, it's suboptimum. If it's too high, it's also suboptimum. But maybe like in the middle, there's like a peak where there's like an optimum tax rate. And I believe we have gone past that for a few decades now. It is true that during the Second World War, the top tax bracket was like 90% because it was a war, and so the government just needed money to fight the war. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, I feel like the whole thing is just built on lies. But if it's lies, like like who's the liar and who's the gullible? Like who's the one telling the lie and who's the one being deceived? Because everyone seems to believe in it, in government at least. Q says it was that bad in the UK in the early 70s too. Yeah. But I mean, it's basically like an income cap, right? And there is maybe some possible argument that an income cap, a very high income cap, kind of makes sense. Q says a lot of manager jobs weren't allowed to give raises in pounds, so people got upgrades for company cars, right? And in a way, that's kind of good for the economy, Q. I don't know if you necessarily agree, but because like if you get a company car, you are boosting the car industry, for example. Like, but if you give people cash and the cash they just sit on it and do nothing with it, it hurts the economy because the cash is taken out of the economy and just being stashed away. Whereas if you give people bonuses in like, I don't know, houses and cars and other things, then at least you're encouraging the production of those goods, for example. You are stimulating the economy more. And of course it's proven that rich people spend less of their income, a smaller percentage of their income than poor people, because just don't need to spend it. Right? Where if you're poor, you pretty much spend everything you earn because you need to, just to buy food and whatnot. Buy food, pay rent. And I think that's a good point too. Like, even if you have an income cap, let's say we have like a, I don't know, $100 million income cap. So if you earn more than $100 million in a year, then all of that is taxed. Well, then they'll just get stock bonuses or something. Like they just pay them in stocks, in shares and other things. I don't really think it'll like stop people from getting richer. People will still figure out how to get rich, right? It's just different ways. White on this side, gold on the other. But we've gotten to the point where if you tax the rich more and give the money to poor people, that would stimulate the economy more. Now, we've gone past the optimum, and now the opposite is true. Like, actually, trickle up is true now. And it's not a joke, because now, if the poor people got more money, because they're so destitute, they would spend all of it, right? And so if you gave a poor person $1,000, they'll just buy things they need, and then that money goes straight back to the companies that they buy stuff from. So instead of giving the corporations the tax cuts, if you give the poor people more welfare, that would then go back into the economy and go to the corporations the other way around. So the corporations will sell more products to those people and earn money that way. So the money goes around the other way. And so then the corporations do get richer, and the poor people also are able to afford food and rent, and they don't have to starve to death. But yeah, no, the American economy is built on lies. Alright, so we have this, and then we go, is it 4 blocks? 4 blocks this way. Yeah, 4 blocks this way. One, two, three. It's a cow jumping into the building site. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Except it's not enough space on the other side. That's okay. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and up. The issue with giving corporations basically free money for doing nothing is that you encourage them to do less. Like if you give consumers more money to spend, the corporations have to earn that money from the consumers, so they have to do stuff, right? They actually have to make products that the consumers want. Whereas if you give the corporations tax cuts, you're giving them money for doing nothing, so they just do nothing. They do more nothing. Because you just rewarded them for doing nothing. Two, three, four, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And as long as like poor people have no money to spend, they're not gonna increase production because people can't afford their stuff anyway. So they're not gonna make any more stuff, they're not gonna hire any more people, they're not gonna open any more factories because there's no demand for the goods because everyone's too poor to buy anything. There's a conflict of interest, isn't there, with economists? Like an economist is a person who studies the economy, but they're not separate from the economy. So they're in the economy that they're studying. So there's an inherent conflict of interest. How do you maintain objectivity? Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that correct? Let me check. 1 is 1, that's correct. Let's see, on the other side, 5, but I guess I want to move it to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Two, three, four, 5.